Just wanted to let you guys know a little bit about my guitar journey, because I mean, I've said some stuff in previous videos, but I haven't said anything in a while. So basically, so I had a guitar like probably in like 2020, and I knew kind of some basic chords, but I didn't like, I was just looking at an old video. I like strummed with all fingers. I was like, it was really funny. But I got when I moved to Puerto Rico, I wanted to have like a hobby that I was doing. So what I did is I ended up getting a guitar, and so since then, and that was I think in like 2022, like spring maybe of 2022, I've got it written down on my bio. So basically, around that time, that's when I started really getting serious. And so I remember I watched like a few of like the Justin guitar videos. Shout out to Justin Guitar, he's really great. And there's some other people I'd watched as well. But I remember I really wanted to learn fingerstyle. That was like my goal. And I had dated, like, actually I always dated musicians until my now husband. I was like, are you a musician? When I met him. So like, if you are, I'm not gonna go out with you. Anyway, nothing against musicians, I just had some bad luck. But I had a boyfriend when I was younger that was a guitarist, and he did fingerstyle, and he told me when he was learning he played like 10 hours a day and stuff. He probably was lying, but anyway, I remember that was kind of like, I had that in my head. To get good, I have to practice like a lot of hours each day. So that's kind of what I started doing. I was trying to learn, even though I don't really like country and I've never been a big bluegrass person. I knew that was kind of the way, like, some of the best like people were, like, you know, the best pickers were the ones that were like bluegrass and stuff. So I started trying to learn kind of like, you know, that style. And I watched a couple of videos here and there, and I remember I was really trying to learn Wildwood like Flower by the Carter family. I don't even know if I can see, I can't even do it. Who knows? Anyway, but I was actually getting pretty good at it. I was doing that, and I was trying to learn Nick Drake. And there's a bunch of videos that are really, you know, much better. I'm a terrible teacher. I'm so slow. Like, half the time I can't even remember what strings. I'm like, it's on the D string of second, or like it. So I've gotten better, but I'm still pretty bad at that. But I knew some like basic chords. Like, I knew how to do a C major. I knew how to do an E minor, an E major, A minor and major. I knew a D major and a D minor, a G, of course. I don't know if I knew how to do, like, F's were hard, C's were hard, and I mean, forget it, there was no B or anything like that. That was not in the alphabet or lexicon. But I was doing that, so I was trying to learn that, and I was watching a lot of other videos about how to do the, which I'm still not very good at, that scale stuff. So I was watching like a lot of like technical types of things, and eyes glazed over, my hands, you know, not doing what they wanted. But anyway, so that was for the first few months. So that was probably like, you know, beginning of 2022, maybe to spring, up until we left Puerto Rico to come to New Mexico. And that was, I think, like, you know, maybe July of 2022. And I've told the story before, but I stabbed myself in the finger. This finger got stabbed with a pair of scissors because I was so impatient. I was trying to open a bottle of caulk, and my husband was on the phone. I didn't want to have him help me, and I was trying to, you know, I stabbed it, went through my finger. It's still numb. I still don't have total feeling. And at that point, I had only to use these fingers for anything. And what it did is it actually made my fingers a lot more flexible. And like, whereas I couldn't do any like big reaching, suddenly I could. The other thing, though, that was very difficult, and I was not able to do bar chords at all, but my finger wouldn't totally straighten, so bar chords were really, really hard. I know a few of you have been commented on how I always do like cheat bar chords. Part of it has been because my finger was not able to be straight. It's actually better now. I've entered it a few more times since then. I'm super clumsy. But anyway, so that, for whatever reason, it like opened up my ability and my creativity, so that I was able to do more. And so so I said 2022, I guess this must have been like 2023. Anyway, long story long, I basically, so it was 2022. So, I kept practicing. Still trying to do the country thing, so I was learning like Miranda Lambert songs, I remember. That's when you saw like me do the video. And I was like really nervous because I never would show my head or anything. Anyway, and I was trying to learn like Sade songs, and so I was just messing around with that. Trying to just like noodle. And we have where I live, there's like cows that come visit us. They live kind of in the lot behind us is where they graze. So the cows would come like that summer where I injured my finger, and I would sit and I would noodle, and like the cows would kind of like come up to the fence, and I literally one time had 3 rows of cows. Cows like love music. Who knew? But they're really particular. They really like certain chords or whatever. But I literally would have the cows come and be the only people that would listen to me. And I could tell like if I was doing okay. I don't know, this sounds really weird, but the cows would not like certain songs. So like there's certain songs like I wrote for the cows. I'm so weird. Okay, this is probably gonna get cut from this video. Anyway, so after that, I discovered okay, so that was in 2022. So we go back to Puerto Rico, and then I'm still doing the country songs. I'm trying to learn more like songs. So I was trying to learning picking patterns. And I really didn't ever learn any picking patterns except for the very first one. I learned a couple of picking patterns only because the songs I was trying to learn had certain patterns. And there are videos, and again, I'm gonna like make a little note about who I'm talking about. There's this girl who teaches guitar. She's so great. And there's a Landside. I was trying to learn that, and she was like, step by step, here's where you pluck, this is the pattern. And then there's Wayne's guitar. Like I watched him a bunch for like strum, because I like couldn't strum, so I was trying to learn how to strum and trying to get rhythm, and then trying to learn how to sing. And I was playing like and I would always like torment my dad. Actually, the weird thing is, so my biological father, he, like, I didn't grow up with him, but he actually taught guitar, and so I was like sending him stuff, and like, his approval meant so much, but like no approval. No approval until recently, which is means a lot. But anyway, so yes, so that was then. And then last summer I just started, I found Chordify, and I was like trying to learn certain songs, and I was really working on trying to keep, so Sade was my breakthrough at the end of Puerto Rico in 2023. The Sade songs that I posted and that were like the pinnacle. So then that summer I worked a lot on Nick Drake. I had been working on it a lot, and I was trying really hard to learn Nick Drake. Still haven't mastered Nick Drake, but I was working on those. So those were like the things that were really like, I wanted to learn how to do those. I gave up kind of on the country thing. Yeah. And so then that next summer, last summer, I had surgery, and I was just kind of in this camper and everything, and that's when I started trying to learn songs like just that I liked from my youth, like, you know, Duran Duran and different things. And I was like, really the pinnacle song for me then was the Bee Gees, the Bee Gees, a song by the Bee Gees. Anyway, so basically, I can now play that song. I think I can't think of the name. How Deep Is Your Love? So Chordify, I was able to like play How Deep Is Your Love, and you know, different songs like that. Anyways, that's kind of where you picked up with me, and that's what we've been on the journey ever since. So I would say, like, you know, I spent probably some days I would spend like 4 or 5 hours practicing. Some days I'd miss a day or two, but then I like last spring I started, or like I guess beginning of the year, I started trying to do that challenge where I was trying to learn like one song a day, which was super hard. But I actually think now looking back, it did make me a little bit better at hearing music and everything. So it was kind of a good challenge, although it just was, there were some songs coming up, like the titles, like I didn't feel confident in today's environment to like sing some of the songs. Just I may have mentioned I'm a coward, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, so that's basically my journey, and if you are starting your journey with guitar, I would say just go at your own pace. I don't, you know, I haven't taken any lessons. I do what I like and I try to have fun, and that's basically it. There's been times where things are super frustrating, but I just try not to get frustrated. Like scales, I still can't freaking do. I probably should learn that. But everything in time, right? So anyway, just wanted to share that, and I hope you guys are having a great day, and thanks.